My name is John Hughes. I am a bulk wine and grape broker from Napa Valley, California. A bulk wine broker is someone who sources bulk wine, obviously, and before it becomes bulk wine, we can source it as grapes as well, and then we find buyers for that wine or those grapes. Bulk wine is wine that is in excess. It has no home, no program. It comes to the bulk wine market. People who buy bulk wine can be any number of people. One could be wineries buy bulk wine. Perhaps their harvest wasn't large enough to fulfill their need for their program. They would come to the bulk market to make up the difference that they were looking for. Perhaps they have a new avenue for sales out there that they've discovered that they don't have vineyards producing for yet. They would come to the bulk market for something like that. We also work with something that is in the industry known as a negociant. And a negociant is someone who puts bulk wine into the bottle and then takes it to the public for sale. Someone who's got the sales force ability and a label that they have had success with, and we would provide the juice for such an item. Who brings bulk wine to the market? A lot of big producers are first and foremost grape growers. One way that wineries can prolong their grapes would be to crush it and ferment it out into wine and therefore become bulk wine. You could also be someone who's a smaller landowner. Perhaps you bought a house that has vineyard, something like that. That's fairly common these days in California at least. And you don't have the sales force or the inclination to produce the wine that your grapes on your land produce. So you crush it, goes to bulk wine, and that would be something that you would send to me and I will find buyers for. Another example would be that you're a very high-end wine producer and you need to produce a larger tonnage to get the high-end grapes and quality that you're looking for from the total amount that you produce. You would take a percentage of your grapes and the rest would go to the bulk market. I think the misconception about bulk wine largely is that it is inferior to wines that are on the shelf in the bottle. The bulk wine market can produce exceptional wine, and we spend a lot of time sourcing it for folks. We source our wines predominantly from California. It's a large growing region in California. People around the world recognize Napa and Sonoma as good wine producing regions, but if our clients need, we do source out of Chile or Europe or wherever the wines have to come from to fulfill the needs of our clients. We certainly will go and find them for them. The most popular bulk wine varietals that we tend to see a lot of movement in first and always is Cabernet Sauvignon. And then there are 4 other Bordeaux varietals that go with Cabernet, Cabernet being the 5th Bordeaux varietal. And those other 4 are Merlot, Petit Verdot, Malbec, and Cabernet Franc. And those all blend well into Cabernet Sauvignon. So a bulk wine buyer can tweak their blend to what nuances and tastes they want for their clientele. We move a lot of Pinot Noir. Chardonnay in the whites is certainly popular, but each one of those, with possibly the exception of Pinot Noir, have blenders, as we call them, that go into them that each winemaker can use to put their own artistic stamp or whatever they'd like to characteristically into the wine that they produce. Sometimes people want a different characteristic in their red or their white. In a white, they maybe want it more floral. We have wines that you can blend into a Chardonnay that would do that. Some people want Cabernet that might be more drinkable now as opposed to lay it down and leave it for a while. And we have wines that would blend into that, which is, again, another thing that the bulk wine market adds to the wine industry.